Hello and welcome back to our coverage of the Halo 5 Pro Series. And something that caught my eye in the chat was Warlord looking for revenge for I-49, and he's looking for a 1v1 in Halo 4 come the flighting, Dan. So what have you got to say for that?
Look, Stu, I've got Halo 4, you've got Halo 2 Anniversary. We'll leave it at that, shall we? I mean, I've also got Halo 3 and probably Halo 1 and probably Halo 2. But you can have Halo 2 Anniversary, it's fine. You're not taking Halo 4 away from me. I'm not. You've been playing the game, Stu. I haven't. All right, can I use mouse and keyboard? Can I use mouse and keyboard?
I mean, it's in the. I would assume so. Yes.
All right, Stu.
We're gonna.
Stu, maybe we can sort something out. But maybe we'll wait for Infinite, Stu. I'm expecting to see big things from you.
The way you first pitched it was like it was 1-1 in the score count, but then you named so many other games to say that you were in the lead. But in fact, what we're going to do is jump into Empire Strongholds. We've got Power, we've got Team Name, we've got everybody from Jimbo, Kimbo, Mose, and Snipe Drone. It's an old Pro League game is what this is, Dan.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because these were some of the best European Halo 5 players. Probably still are some of the best Halo 5 European players. I mean, Kimbo was insane. Like, I used to drool watching his gameplay, and hopefully he can make me moist at the lip yet again.
You heard it there first. Dan wants to be moist, and we don't need to say anything other than that. But on board with Shabby Dagger nonetheless. Over towards this engine. Overshield gets popped into the chest of Mose. That is bad news for Shabby Dagger, who decides he's getting out of town, but unfortunately is taken down with a 5 to the back. So great start from Mose and co. Early doors here, Dan.
Trouble is, with a map like this, I remember there was just one ghost melee back in the day that really sent this team into a spiral, and you could get flashbacks about things like that. So hopefully they've moved on. It has been like 5 years now, so you'd think so. But Kimbo does get taken down. Snakey now trying to get stronghold of his own and stop this 3-cap.
We will try to avoid any PTSD, and anybody that has memories of that ghost melee, we just have to say we pay our respects, and we have an F in the chat in the name for Kimbo and co. But at the moment, things going in the favour of Team Power, and Team Name need to step it up very quickly.
The best part about that ghost melee, by the way, was Strongside going, he missed the melee! And I just remember all the players going, no, he didn't! Poor Mike.
Mike, he just calls it how he sees it sometimes, even if he doesn't see it. But at the moment, Power 13 to the good on the scoreboard, and they're still scoring points, and it's all going according to plan for the moment.
Snipe Drone as well. Like, this is just giving me so many flashbacks, and they're playing pretty well. They're being able to control the strongholds. They are actually, finally, they lose a little bit of control, but straight away, Snipe Drone diving into Pit, and there's no contesting whatsoever. That is the easiest pickup of Pit I have seen in the last 5 years.
Yeah, early stages, these two teams just trying to feel each other out, trying to gain some sort of control. And it's back and forth for the moment, but you'll like to say that when these next power-ups come around, these overshields and the camouflage, we'll look to see a team maybe assert their dominance and use those power weapons to the best of their ability, and maybe we'll see some that pay in dividends in the scoreboard. But at the moment, still pretty close to Snipe Drone as a sneaky play outside. Kimbo, though, gets a couple of shots, cleans up a kill. That's 2 kills in their favour, and Overshield coming up very shortly here.
One thing Kimbo was always good at was just like having the movement to manipulate the map in his favor, and I guess you could say that about a lot of the top Halo 5 players, to be honest, and they've still got it now. Jimbo with camouflage does eventually go down, otherwise he probably could have been a little bit of a nuisance. And Mose, I mean, he is Mr. Nuisance himself. He was always one of those players would be there or thereabouts, just in your face, being annoying. He used to love his assault rifles back once upon a time. But I tell you what, we're seeing a decent effort here from Team Name. They've got the lead now, they're showing up, and they are not being bullied by Power.
Yep, they're going blow for blow, and one thing they actually did was trade power weapons. One team got camouflage, one team got overshield, and the team that got overshield coming out trumps as Lunny got the overshield and was able to convert the stronghold, and now he's able to play some great defense as well, taking down Jimbo, who was caught with his pants down, a little bit caught unawares, and gets a killing spree. But Kimbo finally takes down Lunny. Snakey gets a kill on the Snipe Drone, which answers back, so we see a little trade in the kill feed. But at the moment, Team Name looking good.
Yeah, Team Name looking really good, and it looks like they've been putting in a little bit more time than Power, if I'm completely honest, just with how they're controlling the map, how they're coordinating their pushes, and their team shot seems to be pretty on point. I'm expecting Power to still come back and make a fight of this, but right now, Team Name definitely showing why we need to possibly have them as potential winners. Of course, Cartel already in the grand final. They were able to win it last week, but maybe we can see someone contest them this week. Yeah,
looks as though Cartel took down Mocket, so Precisionite just couldn't get the job done over Cartel. Once again, it seemed to be his kryptonite, and they are just that good. but maybe one of these teams can take them down. Power, of course, winning it week 2, and they'll look to do the same again. But they have a team name to get through at the moment, and Snaky and Lunny get a couple of kills in the feed. That will keep Power a little bit disjointed and on the respawn, and now looking to transfer over some more points.
Yeah, total control, and look how quickly they swarm those spawns at the same time. It's just back and forth. This is an absolute bombardment on spawns right now. This is so difficult if you're on the red team, because you're really struggling. The likes of Jimbo, the likes of Kimbo, they're spawning and they're just being shot instantly. They're spawning on grenades, and you're really going to struggle. Moses managed to pick up an overshield though. At least that is the saving grace, but it's not going to put points on the board.
Yeah, overshield, of course, will help you get the points scored, but it looks as though he's got himself into a little bit of trouble here, and he gets taken down by a combination of Lunny and Shabby Dagger. He does get a kill, but he did not get the use out of that overshield, that has to be said, Dan.
Yeah, he will fall, and they need to start putting points on the board ASAP, because otherwise they're going to find themselves going 1-0 down here. Jimbo just trying to fight a couple of players, try and regain a little bit of map control. Corios soaring into pit to try and stop anyone taking that off him. He arguably didn't really need to go for it, but at the same time, maybe he was a distraction because the rest of the team were elsewhere, ensuring that the other stronghold's not going to be picked up. And this is a really strong performance from Team Name.
Corios does what he wants. There's the chance here all around Empire. And at the moment, his team are doing everything they want. This map can be so momentum based, and if you make a real scrap of it in the pit and make sure you're still scoring points on the side base, as long as that pit stays in your control, which it has here now, that's 100 points to 20, and Team Name, Dan, looking very, very good.
Yeah, I think it's time I take off my rose-tinted glasses and stop looking at this power roster and saying, okay, they're going to stomp all over everyone, because even though they have the giants, the likes of Kimbo, the likes of Snipe Drone, I think this roster of Team Name have been put in a decent amount of time, and they are 4 players who maybe want this, and they want to get to a grand final, and they want to pick up a little bit of that cash dollar to put in their pocket.
Yeah, we take a look through the stats. A person that's impressed me and almost always does, he always performs, is Snaky. 17 kills, 10 deaths, 8 assists, but 4 strongholds captured as well. So he's been putting them in some serious damage as well, serious numbers. Only Lunny had more damage than him in that particular game. So Snaky, a true force there, Dan.
Yeah, and on the other side, Mo's 6 and 13. Like, that is not typically the Mo's you would see, but Mo's without a Brandon Stones, like, it's something that we very rarely saw, but it did happen every now and then. And those two were the dynamic duo. They would always be there or thereabouts together. Are they weaker when they are without each other? Stronger when together? Do they have like rings on each finger that they put together when they team, and it just creates some sort of power? No pun intended there. But really, we need to see something better going into game 2. Maybe it's just a slow start from the Power Boys.
Do Brandon and Mo's have some sort of Infinity Stones? We don't know, but Dan is saying they could be possibly stronger when they're together, and they're going to look to bounce back here. Slayer on Truth. We've previously seen that in the last series. We've seen Truth Flag. This time, Truth Slayer. A little bit different. Dan, talk me through it.
Yeah, and Snaky got so much height, and he was getting P3 a lot during the Truth Flag game. So if he can do the same here in Slayer, and they can control the spawns, then maybe we can see a lot of success from Team Name. And I almost forget their team name every time. And then usually, if you forget someone's team name, probably the one thing you'll say is team name. So it actually works out quite nicely. But I'm worried for Power if they're not able to combat the slaying skill that we've just seen from Team Name. Because if they can't do that in an objective game, it is very fast-paced, and this is going to be a little bit different. Like Truth Slayer, you naturally can slow it down, and you can sometimes get a little bit of a standstill.
Yeah.
But I think that Snaky is going to be one of the key players here.
Yeah, Snaky, as we touched upon before, loves a little bit of P3, loves a bit of car side as well. Anywhere we can find an advantage and have some sort of advantage over the likes of the boys over here on Power. Shabby Dagger immediately thrusts out towards the car side. We'll see the rest of the team members contest. Camo gets a lovely kill on the Jimbo over on top middle, and that will surely control Camouflage for the moment.
You'd like to think so, but elsewhere there's nades flying every single direction, and it's always very difficult to pick up the camouflage when people are just peppering you with every nade they can find in their pocket. Shabby Dagger gets taken down from behind, and as we switch over to Jimbo, he's also in a little bit of a spot of bother. But again, he's trying to get that height advantage for his team. But instead, he notices that his teammates are spawning, so he pushes off any sort of advantage and instead tries to get a little bit aggressive here. But the rest of his team have fallen, so he needs to be a little bit careful. So
I had a flick through, and it looks as though the first camouflage was indeed burned, and that is good news for Power as they do not have to worry about any flanks, anybody getting behind them. And at the moment, they're down in the scoreboard. And we'll need to try and turn this around immediately before it gets out of hand, Dan. Because this map, if you go down early doors and the gameplay starts to slow down, you're in a bit of trouble.
You can see, like, just from the gameplay, the communication is pretty on point for Team Name. They're turning to look at spawns, they're finishing off each other's kills, they are helping each other, almost nading one another, and I almost ate my words a little bit there, but Quadios gets away with it. But straight away, pushing in to try and take down Snipe Drone, manages to finish him off perfect. And yeah, this team is looking really strong.
Yeah, Quadios throwing hot rocks into P2 and almost taking down the man Snaky, and Quadios finally taken down. Snipe Drone down towards the toilet, drops down, gets an easy cleanup onto Snaky, and that's what we like to see. Reacting to your teammates' callouts, getting a kill, easy as it is, lovely jubbly. Shabby Dagger now in the base, gets taken down to no shields, also taken down, and now we're starting to see some signs of life from Power.
I feel like you were going to say easy deasy lemon squeezy, but obviously it would be peasy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I had to correct myself real quick and
Yeah.
dip out of it. I basically took off, Dan, without a landing there, so I'm glad I was able to rein myself back in before you touched upon it, but of course you did anyway. So
Yes, inevitably I was there to bring you back down to earth, even after takeoff.
I do appreciate you always, but Snipe
No,
Drone
you don't.
at the moment does no, I don't. Snipe Drone does appreciate his teammates, of course, supplying some sort of help. Nades flying all over the place as those players try to get some hit markers, but unfortunately they can't. Snipe Drone puts a couple of shots into their backs as they walk away, so we will probably see them get taken down inside the base. There goes Quadios, and they just need to contend with the player in there as well. Jimbo takes down Lunny, so there we go. We have a tie game, and we have a game in our hands now.
Yeah, they just sent Mose in there. Snipe Drone had control, and he was like, Mose just get in there like a little terrier, get the ankles, and that's what Mose does best. And now he's got a camouflage to work with, and he's been a sneaky little beaver. Has the noob combo, and is able to take down Snaky, and they've now got a 3-kill advantage. And this is where we should see the historical advantage come through from this squad, because they should know how to spawn trap, how to successfully control this map without being turned over too successfully. Like, when you have this control, you really need to capitalize on it. You need to get a lot of kills, because eventually you're probably going to lose that control, because the other team also very good at breaking spawns.
Yeah, it's basically all down to a little bit of game of chess. And every single time one team gets control, they do seem to be able to press home some sort of an advantage, and then the momentum flips, and we see a little kill run of their own for the opposite team. But now 27-21, and now almost the same amount of kills they were down, they are now up Power, but it now looks as though the map control is shifting once again, and will we see them just slip out of the lead once again?
Yeah, it shifts, and then of course camouflage becomes the focal point for everyone, where they start to say, okay, can we pick up the camouflage? Can that help turn tides in our favor? Can we make a sneaky play with it? Can we just watch it and get an easy kill by grenading it and then use the man advantage to push? And these are all the different conversations that of course the team will be having, but in very high speeds. It needs to be very quickly analyzed by the in-game leader. Of course, we wouldn't know who that necessarily is, but I could speculate that you look at players like Jimbo, he's a player who likes to kind of command things. On the other side, Snaky, Lunny, they're also very vocal players who are not scared to tell their teammates how to approach a game.
Yeah, one thing that I was not so good at is in-game leading. Basically, all my comms were one shot here and one shot there. That's pretty much all I ever did, and all I ever
Even when they weren't one shot.
Oh, they were never one shot.
No, never.
I've never actually called out a one shot. That was one shot. I've probably been outshot, and the guy is actually 3 shots. But I've already baited my teammate in enough to go over and clean up my kill, so I'm happy enough to get the assist. But now Mose has that camouflage again, has that plasma pistol again, but is taken down from a combination of Lunny and Shabby Dagger. So they've done a little bit of work there. They're down by 6, down by 5, so they are sort of trapped over towards the base side as we see Power move towards P. We see 3 players all in a battle here. It's a huge gunfight going down. This could have huge ramifications for the rest of the series.
Shabby just not able to pick up the kill, and he was so anxious to push towards P2, and really his team needed him to push out there from spawn to give a little bit of a distraction so that they could be more comfortable walking out of the base. Instead, they all just got peppered by shots and nades thrown at their feet, and now we see a 9-kill advantage from Power, and Team Name are going to struggle to get back into things from this point. They're down by 11, they're stuck on spawn, map control well and truly in the hands of Power. They should have the game here, albeit for a very large mistake.
Yeah, writing is definitely on the wall. They started off, it was ebbing and flowing at the start, and we've seen both teams giving as good as they were getting, but it now looks as though Power have stepped on the gas and they're in full control at the moment, up by 13 kills. And you have to say, it's on a map like Truth, it's very, very hard to come back when you're down by so many kills, and there's so little time left as well. Still down by 12 kills, and as a lot of people always say, you can almost afford to die, take trades just to close the game out here, Dan.
I mean, it could happen. I have seen Stranger Things. I don't mean the Netflix series. Like, it is one of those things that if you struggle with, then you can't keep map control and the other team can just capitalize on that. But this is not just any old team, right? This is a team that has done this hundreds of times. They've been in this situation. They know how to close out games. So even with the other team also being very good at coming back from deficits, I just don't think it's going to happen here for Team Name. And we're probably going to find ourselves at 1-1 in this series. And it means we are in for an absolute banger.
Yep, we will definitely be in for a banger, and we're definitely not in the upside down. The upside down, of course, will be regret of truth, but it looks as though we have gone to a game 3. It will be 1-1 in the series, and we will be seeing a game 4 for the first time on stream, and we will be I'd love to see a game 5 from these two teams who are definitely capable of it then.
See, that's better from most. 16-9. Maybe he's drawn a little bit of energy from his ring that... Oh, that sounded really bad. Definitely not as bad as I wanted it to sound. The ring that he's wearing on his finger that usually connects him with Brandon Stones. He's drawn a little bit of energy out there. Snipedrone had a good game at the same time. Kimbo with 15 assists. Like, Kimbo was always a man that could put down the slays, but if he can also just be shooting everything, getting those assists, you're going to be in for a good time.
Yeah, it's good to know it's an Infinity Stone and not exactly a rusty ring that he's driving his power from. But at the moment, 1-1 in the series, we will be going to game 3, which looks like it's going to be Coliseum CTF, a mainstay in the Pro Series. Both these teams know what they're doing here, Dan. It could go either way.
You'd like to think so. Like, if none of them know how to do it by now, then you're in for a worrying sight. But yeah, we're going to see both teams being able to prioritize the right sides of the map at the right time. Flag runs should be pretty impeccable at this time. You don't want to be just throwing it out willy-nilly. You want to be running it when you have teammates to support you. I don't know where the series is going to go now. I was thinking after the first game that this was probably team names, but then Power have shown up in game 2. It was a Slayer, and you did say anyone can win a Slayer. So I think this is going to tell us a lot about this series.
Yeah, this could be the one that matters the most, game 3, and it could have ramifications for game 4 and possibly game 5 if we need it. But it looks as though they put on Fathom Flag instead. So I've been razzle-dazzled here. And it happens quite often, so it does. But Fathom Flag back in the rotation, Dan. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Fathom Flag got removed because everyone hated it. That's the easiest way to put it. People just did not enjoy playing the map. I actually quite enjoyed casting it. I thought we had some very exciting games, but there was a lot of standoffs. There was a lot of struggles to actually pull flags. And I think that was one of the reasons why it probably got taken out of the rotation, because we had too many games that were just a little bit dull. Yeah. Whereas when you have two teams like this who are aggressive and they like to push, they like to get in your face, they like to pull flags, you should get a very fast-paced game where we're going to see flags pulled left, right, and center. I hope. I say this now, and we might just get a standoff with no flags pulled whatsoever. But hopefully I'm wrong.
One way or another, we're going to find out. I do remember having a lot of standoff flag games on Fathom, and we've seen quite a lot of restarts as well in the Pro Series. I want to say one game was restarted 3 times. If it wasn't 3 times, it definitely felt like it. It felt like we had almost a full hour of Fathom gameplay, but we won't be hoping for some such things today, as Jimbo picks up the light rifle immediately with those extended sightlines, puts down some great damage, immediately taking that player down to no shields. Railgun has fallen. Of course, Lunny, if a railgun is on the map, Lunny wants a piece of it.
Harry Dagger just not even thinking about shooting then, just darted in, went for the melee, but actually in the end it whiffs and just goes for the kills. But you say you don't want to see 3 games in a row, but think of the suspense, Richie. If we just have a tie after a tie after a tie, how many games of Fathom can we survive in one day? Maybe 6, maybe 7, who knows?
We'll be having a Fathom Flag Battle Royale for the casters as we try and call the action. Looks like as though Dan is trying to will it into existence, and I hate him for it. But Camouflage in control of Kimbo. Will he be able to utilize it? Will he be able to get a flag out? Will we see a cap as he takes Shabby Dagger down to no shields, and Shabby wisely trying to get himself out of dodge, but unfortunately Kimbo hunts him down, gets a double kill on the Lunny, and this is using Camouflage great here.
Yeah, straight away he was looking towards spawns and then gets top middle control, and that should be a back quack. Very comfortable for him. Kimbo doing all the work right now to give the rest of the team leeway to push wherever they want on the map and hopefully get a flag in. Lunny should get this kill, but oh my goodness gracious, Kimbo is as filthy as I remember him. Literally covered in mud right now, the dirty, dirty boy.
Dirty boy, as he gets himself briefly, we've seen the Medal of Killing Frenzy pop up there, so he's a bit like Miley Cyrus. He's coming in to Fathom Flags with a wrecking ball and he's taken down Team Name with almost no effort whatsoever.
Hold on, did you just compare Kimbo to Miley Cyrus?
Is that okay?
Really? No.
Have you got a problem with it?
Yeah, it's Kimbo.
Right.
How can you? All right.
So who am I insulting, Miley Cyrus or Kimbo here? I'm confused.
You're insulting Kimbo. Kimbo is a wonderful man. Miley Cyrus, I mean, well, yeah, she's Miley Cyrus, but Kimbo is not Miley Cyrus, all right? Kimbo is more like Megan Fox.
Megan Fox?
Transformers 1 Megan Fox.
Right, okay. Thank you for bringing that. Right, okay. Now, I'm still happy enough with my comparison, but Dan has brought in Megan Fox, and I'm okay with that too. As Lunny has the railgun again, flag comes out, Jimbo will look to put some defense down. Can he do so? Yes, he can, of course he can. But Camouflage and railgun in control of Lunny, and maybe we should pop over there and have a look.
Yeah, it's something you really need to control, and you can do a lot of damage with it. He's got the high ground, and he's got the shots to boot. And now Lunny, again, he's just moving over. He's making sure that he doesn't easily get caught out. He knows that people could be jumping to top middle and contesting him. Also wants to try and stop this flag. He is going to be a pain in the backside right now. He does take down Jimbo, and he knows there's a player behind him thanks to the radar. Oh, there goes Snipe Drone, and he can run a flag. So Lunny doing all of the stuff right now, but unfortunately, it ends in Zilch.
Yeah, it looked as though Lunny had the high ground and Power were down low. And we've seen that once or twice before. Anakin Skywalker, of course, not respecting the high ground and was cut down. And will we see the same of Power, as Lunny had that combination but was not actually able to turn it into a flag cap? So great defense out of Power.
Yeah, but what happened to Anakin Skywalker after he was cut down? He came back as Darth Vader, and you know, if Power are able to do the same thing, they're going to be a terrifying force going into the next game. And Kimbo has found himself a railgun, and we've already seen that he is a very filthy man. Or he's Megan Fox, or Miley Cyrus, good for that comparison. And I think he is really the nuisance right now. Like, he is the one problem that Team Name haven't been able to deal with. Like, it doesn't matter where he is, he's been hitting shots left, right, and center. Lunny just diving straight into that one.
I don't remember Megan Fox hitting shots in Transformers, but Kimbo is doing his damnedest here with the railgun and pistol combination. He's just a one-man wrecking crew at the moment. Takes down Quadios, and already, Dan, Kimbo's on 15 kills and has almost got more kills than his entire team combined.
But they've only got one flag to show for it, right? And that can be very easily turned around. So Kimbo needs to turn this slaying power into a flag pool for the rest of his team. He did it so successfully for the first, gets a whack in the back from Shabby Dagger. And realistically, when you are slaying that strong, you could have asking the questions to your team saying, hey, can we maybe run a couple of flags here or there? But maybe the kills in the latter stages of this game haven't been as influential as they were earlier. And
as you see on your screens, Camouflage burned by Quadios would have loved to get away and put some work in for his team and maybe get them back into this game, but unfortunately no, they are 3 dead momentarily. Flag is on the move. We have Moz with a flag in his hand. He's juggling it at home, and is there anybody from Team Name that can answer this and defend it? Looks as though it's going to get in, and we're going to see it 2-0 here, Dan.
Yeah, that was a nice ball from Moz, especially being able to catch Shabby Dagger in the back as well. And then once they were on spawn, the rest of the team, it was an easy job just for them to keep them at bay whilst Moz successfully juggled the map. And now we're going to see another one potentially. Casey is going to be on spawn. Lunny is going to be the first one to try and contest this. There is actually someone top mid, but I don't know whether they're going to be able to get this flag in or not. It is going to be pulled out, so it's not going to be comfortable and easy.
As Mo's gone back to his ring for Power, only time will tell. As he gets the recharge, he will be coming back off the respawn as he was briefly taken down by Lunny, it seemed. But Snipe Drone has the railgun in his hand, looking to find some Spartans very shortly as he sees Shabby Dagger over towards the silo. Can he connect? No, he can't. Shabby Dagger doing a great job evading that shot and also getting the kill there, Dan.
I'm starting to wonder where Brandon Stones actually is, if I'm completely honest. It's a Halo 5 tournament and he's not playing in it. It worries me. Like, is he alright? I feel like I should maybe DM him after this just to check if everything's okay. But we do finally have a standoff. This is what used to happen a lot. And Lunny is defenseless here. Well, I say he's defenseless. He's got a pistol to work with. But you have two decisions here. You can kind of hide and you can hope that no one finds you, or you can be the aggro player. We saw a lot of players, as the meta developed on this map, look for engagements, look to try and pick up kills. So rather than just being a fourth man doing nothing and hiding away, instead you try and put some extra bullets in. You try and be the fourth man supporting the rest of the team. But it looks like Lunny is more inclined to actually hide away here because a couple of his teammates have fallen elsewhere, and he didn't want to give his position away.
Kimbo did fall inside of Lunny's base, and I would have liked to see Lunny maybe move back towards his base because they would have had that information that Lunny wasn't in the base, and so the only real area he could have been is around that glass area. He gets taken down, a double kill in the feed as well. And now we're on board with Kimbo, camouflage in his hands. Can he close out the game here?
Yeah, who'd have thought? Once one flag gets returned, the other one also gets sent back to the base. Kimbo nading himself just because he's that good. He needs to try and help his teammates kill him. But now he's got camouflage, he can push into base. They've got them on spawn, but I think they've been able to get enough kills just to make this push a little bit difficult. Courier should go down here. And actually, yeah, he's got support from Snipe Drone. So Snipe Drone's going to run this one. Kimbo is now going to be the thorn in the side, or at least he was going to be. But then came an in-swinging player to ensure that he was at his demise.
Yeah, looks as though Lunny came in with a wide peak, taking down 2 players, and great defense from them. Only just under 5 minutes left now in the game, and they're 2 caps to the good. And if time keeps going down here, Dan, it's only a matter. It's only a matter of time, really, isn't it?
If time keeps going down, it is only a matter of time. You're absolutely right.
And that's what I'm saying.
To be honest, it's Fathom, so 4 minutes is very difficult to get 2 flag caps. So you could probably just play defensive if you wanted to here, but Mose says actually, nah, man, I don't fancy that. Instead, he's running it, and he has been able to get it across the majority of the map. But of course, there are opposing players there to try and stop him. But is it going to be enough? Probably not, but maybe. Who knows? We'll find out in the next 30 seconds.
Probably, maybe, definitely. Stay tuned here, folks, because Quadios has gone down. That looks as though 3 members of Team Name go down. We should see the return from Snipe Drone, which we do, and that is it. GG. And Fathom Flag goes over towards Power, and 2-1 in the series. And it's all going to come down to Game 4. Dan, talk me through what we just seen.
I mean, I can put my rose-tinted glasses back on because these are the boys. This is what we used to see. 27-10 from Kimbo. It doesn't matter if he's Megan Fox. It doesn't matter if he's Miley Cyrus. He is just tearing through people right now. And that is a scary, scary thing. When Kimbo is on form, he's so difficult to take down because he's hitting shots, he's hitting perfects, and you're really going to struggle. Yeah, and if you actually look over towards, he has 66.5% accuracy and over 3k damage as well. I mean, he was almost playing the role of 2 players there, Dan, just slaying everyone in sight. At one point, he was, like you see, he was putting damage in himself just to help the boys out, but still couldn't take the man down. And now going into Game 4, when he's hot and he's confident and he is like feeling it, I think that this is going to be difficult for Team Name to get back in. But I keep swinging both ways. Like, honestly, it's tough to it's tough to predict who's going to win this series. And I think that's a good situation, right? When we're in a semi-final like this, when we've got 2 amazing teams, we should be seeing closely contested series. We shouldn't be seeing 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. So I'm glad we've actually got to a Game 4. Yeah, we've seen our first Game 4 of the stream, and we can only be probably the first Game 4 of the tournament for these players. They probably 3-0'd their way all the way to here, but we don't have confirmation of that. And we touched upon Kimbo being hot. Just how hot? Probably Megan Fox hot, Dan. Yes, Transformers 1 though. Yes, it has to be said. Transformers 1 hot is Kimbo right now. Such is the power he is displaying. No pun intended, but there it is. And so Echelon Oddball, not one of my favorite game types, Dan. But it's in there. It's being played, and these teams are well practiced on it. Yeah, I mean, to put it bluntly, it's probably my least favorite game type throughout Halo 5. But these players play it successfully, and they will know where to be, where to spawn trap, where to hold the ball. And I'm sure we're going to see a hotly contested game, because now we need to see Team Name step up. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves falling in the semi-finals. But that would set up quite a juicy final. I think either way, we're going to get a pretty juicy grand final. But a rematch between them and Cartel would be nice. Yeah, and of course, Cartel have won 2, Power have won 1. So maybe Power out for blood and looking to equal that and go 2-2 in wins. But one team in the way is, of course, Team Name, and they'll be looking to put the full stop roadblock out here for Power as Rocket Launcher is on the pad. We see Lunny go over there. No railgun today for Lunny, only a Rocket Launcher to contend with, but does take down Jimbo, but he has lost 2 teammates on the opposite side of the map, and Oddball traded in favor of Rocket Launcher. So it's, what trade do you take there? Would you prefer to take the Rockets, or would you prefer to get the time on the board here? I mean, usually you would say Rockets, but early time can influence a game quite a lot, because once you've got the lead, the other team is going to be slightly anxious trying to get hold of the ball, and they might make mistakes trying to get into a position where they can get a bit of time here or there. Because already you can see 22 seconds or 22 points on the clock, which is all eating away at the potential chances of the opposition getting back into things. So the rocket launcher just not really working out for them, and the early ball time has done its job.
Early ball time, 29 seconds to be exact, and a lovely bank grenade there we've seen as Dan was talking, taking down that player, and Snipe Drone doing some good work defending that ball carrier. But now the ball has switched over. Would have loved to see that ball get played by Power, but they've made a mistake there and left it on the map. But Lunny gets a kill with those rockets we touched upon beforehand, and now they have control all in their favour, all because of that rocket launcher as well.
Yeah, Corio's now just doing his best to stay alive, but walks into a very on-fire Kimbo, and well, at least they've been able to get 25 seconds on the board, and they're just holding it now so the ball gets played. Of course, very intelligent play, making sure that the ball isn't going to be given away and no easy time for the opposition team. But now ball is going to be in the hands of Red Team. And to be honest, this is a little bit more back and forth than I was expecting. I was expecting one team to take an early lead and then keep control of the map, but both teams demonstrating that they are very good at breaking setups.
Snaky hitting every single shot on the Kimbo there, gets a perfect kill for his work, and ball time should inevitably fall over for them. But it looks as though the play ball was pretty clutch as his team was able to spawn back up and stop any real ball time for team name, and because of that, Power are back on the map and just looking to get some slays before they try and pick the ball up again. But like you say, it's a close run thing, just like the series has been, and team name looking to really bring this to a game 5.
Yeah, Team Name will definitely have a chance in this game, just judging from the early kind of blow-for-blow style. Rockets again showing how important they can be, and they're in the hands of Lunny, yet again, a player who has been finding these power weapons throughout the entirety of this series. But Camouflage, Rockets, it doesn't matter if you are being absolutely sawed on. And instead we see 3 players from Team Name 4, and Power starting to gain a little bit of control, a little bit of momentum, and they seem to have found the spawn trap here.
A little bit of a spawn trap. They're also getting some time as well. All set up over towards that Pelican. We see Snipe Drone on the pipes here. Realizes his teammates have fallen. He's going to try and flank behind. Just really using his teammate, the ball carrier, as bait. He does a lovely little flank there. He should get a double kill. He doesn't though. Quadios gets the kill, but it doesn't matter because there was a trade over there, so we won't see either team score points for the moment then.
Well, most importantly though, the ball didn't go off the map. That was a big kill from Jimbo to ensure that the ball can be thrown off, so they can keep control, they can keep getting the slays, and they can now maneuver someone over to that Pelican, pick the ball up again, which they have done, and they're starting to edge closer to a significant advantage and getting closer to that grand final.
If you're the ball carrier, Dan, are you upset that Snipe Drone was used you as bait, or do you think it was warranted because in the end they ended up getting the better of that engagement?
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Richie. If you're teaming with Snipe Drone, you need to expect to be used as bait in any situation. Doesn't matter if you have a ball, doesn't matter if you have rockets. If you have a sniper rifle, he's probably going to want you to die so he can take it off you.
We have seen him many times before in a matchmaking game on Halo 3. He will jump over on Narrow's lift to take your sniper rifle, and if he doesn't get it, he'll just keep coming back until he does. And you have to say that's transferred over to Halo 5 as well. He loves that sniper rifle, loves any power weapon really, and he will be using you as bait. And because of that, to be fair, his team are up by a considerable margin here. Really good rotation of the ball though, recognizing when they didn't have control of the map, instead moving it to a different area so that they could actually secure a little bit extra time. Quadio's trying to stop that from happening, but he will fall, meaning ball is still going to be in control of Power, and they've got rockets. You spoke about power weapons. Well, Snipe Drone doesn't have a sniper rifle. Instead, he's got some bad boys to fire towards him. He has the boom barrels, and they will take you down if you're accurate enough. He's got himself in close quarters. He does see Snaky, who just manages to evade that danger for the moment. But no, here comes Snipe Drone. Should land that rocket. Yes, he does. He now has Shabby Dagger to contend with as well. Can he get this kill as well? Snipe Drone, yes he can. And that is a misplay from Shabby Dagger to allow that to happen. Yeah, and Kimbo was able to see the ball just go soaring off the map, and now he will be rewarded with the play ball. He knew exactly where it's going to spawn, of course, and now they are starting to put some serious time here. This is getting scarier and scarier for Team Name, because it's not an easy map to kind of come back on. I think once a team has control, once they've got a significant lead, they can play it in a certain way to almost be defensive. They can just stop you from taking the ball, they can throw the ball off the map, they can start to chip away at the time. I don't think that's going to happen from Power. They're most likely going to actually win the game by scoring all the points and getting all the time, because they are closer and closer now. Yeah, and the issue you have now, if your team name is that you're so desperate for points, and you also have to try and keep them off the ball, because every single point they tick up at this point just increases the pressure on you, and your tournament life is on the line here. And ball goes down, Lunny gets a back look. Can he get the second one? He should do. Yes, he can. And if Team Name have had any hope of coming back in this, they need to have more players like that, Dan. Yeah, you need your clutch moments. You need people to step up and win not just one fight in a 1v1. You need to be winning those 1v2. So Lunny putting himself in the perfect position to ensure he could actually make that play
and now they're rewarded with some ball time. So this is the moment. This is their chance to get back into the game, but they need to be successful with the hold. And unfortunately, you see two players going down on the kill feed, Koreos and Snaky falling. So Lunny instantly on the back foot, and knowing he has to look around, knowing he's going to be swarmed soon, but he does get the perfect onto Mose, and Lunny stepping up just at the right time.
Tasty 5 onto Mose. Can he shut this player down as well? No, he can't. Jimbo answers back with a 5 of his own. Ball in his hand now, and such is the importance of those gun engagements. If Lunny can get that kill as well, maybe more points, and they close that gap. But instead now, Jimbo puts some more time in favor of Power, and they only need 25 seconds to win this game, and the riding is well and truly on the wall.
Yeah, they are on the home stretch now, and they know that they just need to really control the map and make sure that the ball isn't put into any dangerous zones where they're going to be finding themselves in any sort of spawn trap. Mo's doing his job by just saying, hey, I mean, if we're going to play the ball, I'm going to ensure I can pick it up and maybe play it again, which he does. Oh, he actually doesn't. He tried to throw it off, but instead the ball's actually stayed on the map there. So a little bit of a misplay, but I'm sure it won't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, the ball just caught a little bit of a lift there, and if Team Name can come back, maybe we'll touch upon that as the moment it all changed for them, but you really can't see it happening as Kimbo now has camouflage, and even if he just got that ball and scampered away, you'd have to fancy that the time would tick over. They are now scoring points. They only need 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it should be GG's, and it is, and it doesn't. We have to say, Team Name put in a great shift, but just didn't have enough when it mattered most, Dan.
A great red shift. You are completely right, and I'm impressed that you said 3 rather than tree. So,
I'm trying over here.
No, I feel like that's my English influencing your Irish. The way you say 3 is a beautiful and magnificent way. You should be proud of it. 22 and 9 for Snipe Drone. We were saying how amazing he is with a sniper rifle. Well, he didn't really need it, that map. He had rockets, he had just a pistol. He was getting the job done. But we also have to credit Mose for picking up the oddball time.
Yeah, so that is the series 3-1 in favor of Power. It ebbed, it flowed, it went back, it went forth. But unfortunately, this time Power have had enough, and they've recovered from that wobble last week. They've improved upon it. They're going into grand final to come up against Cartel again. Dan, before we take a short break, what do you have in store for us? What do you think is going to happen?
Before we take a short break, I think there's a giveaway that's actually happening, Richie. And the key word is going to be Gaskin, apparently. That was not my decision, by the way. Yeah, it was not. I didn't waltz in and say, hey, we're doing a giveaway, and it's going to be my name. I'm not that kind of person. You know I'm not. It wasn't. I promise. It looks bad. It wasn't me.
Mm-hmm. So Dan makes one appearance, and all of a sudden the giveaway is for him. So I mean, I'm calling foul here. I'm putting a flag on the field. There's something wrong. He's using his influence to really try and gain some sort of favor here.
Have you ever had a giveaway named after you?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. You shouldn't be blaming me here. You should be blaming your Europa Halo. This is them targeting you.
We will look to roll that and get the giveaway. I see Tashi in the chat. Tashi, I'm going to tell you something right now. You better not be entering no giveaways, okay? You're banned from giveaways. So if he gets it, I'm calling foul again. I don't like this giveaway, okay? I don't like it. We will roll the dice and get a winner very soon as Caelan gets his act together and he rolls the dice at some point before we go for a short break. Or does he want us to give it away afterwards? I'm not sure. Maybe he'll roll it now. He's given a little bit more time. We will be giving away one more in the final, so if you do not win it here, rest assured there's another chance come grand final time. We'll probably do it after grand final just to make sure you have to stick around. But we will get that rolled very shortly. I don't know if I've missed it, Dan. Have I missed it?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I can't really see anything. I just see the stat screen on my end. But I'm looking forward to the grand final either way, Richie, because we've got Cartel, we've got Power. We have two teams who have been in a grand final before. We've had our only winners, actually, from the 3 tournaments we've had so far. So we are going to, again, have the same winner or another winner out of these two. But who are you going for? Do we think Cartel are going to get the 3 wins, or are we going to see Power pick one up again?
The one time Cartel actually lost it the last week was because they were missing Legend and Precision Knight was filling in. And Precision Knight, a great player by all means and by all accounts, and is worthy of filling Legend's shoes, but he's come back in and he was different gravy last week. So I feel like this may be a little bit tough of an ask for Power, and we might see Cartel taking the victory down.
Well, I'm just glad to see all these players playing Halo 5 again. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, obviously, we've got Jimbo and the boys, but SLG back yet again. These are some of the greatest European players that we had. So I'm glad they're going to be gelling and putting like the effort in, because when Infinite comes around, all this will pay off. Like just that extra little bit of chemistry.
Yeah, I remember the chants in Wembley of SLG, SLG, and it was quite spine-tingling. The hairs would stand up in the back of your neck. We really put on a great show back in Wembley. But we're going to take a short break, and we will be giving that nameplate away just after the break. We've gotten word, so we'll see you very shortly when we've got grand finals. Don't go anywhere. See you soon.